Hello and welcome back to the Nobody Project. My name is Peter Kashiwagi. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. In this episode, we'll be going over goals and purpose, how to define your goals and how to find your purpose. Goals are important to success. Every successful person in this world is goal-oriented. So I will give you some tools to help you define your goals and ultimately find your purpose, your place in life. Goals can be broken down into two categories, short-term and long-term. Some examples of short-term goals are learning something new, quitting cigarettes, losing weight, reading more, and getting a better job. Some examples of long-term goals are learning a new language, attaining a degree, improving yourself, advancing your career, and relocating. So you can see the difference there. One, the short-term goal can be accomplished in a year generally, whereas the long-term goals is something that you strive for in the future. And you can use the short-term goals to power your long-term goals. The key to defining your short-term goals are three simple questions. 1. What do you want to accomplish right now? 2. Who do you want to be in 1 year? 3. Where do you want to be in the near future? When I first started, this is how I answered these questions. I wanted to be a better version of me because all of my goals feed on each other. So what I wanted to accomplish is be a better version of myself. Who did I want to be 9 months ago when I first asked myself this question? I wanted to be somebody who people could depend on. I wanted to be somebody I could depend on. I wanted to be the best version of me. And where did I want to be? I wanted to be in a place where I can be striving for my long-term goals, where I have the tools necessary in order to take on the giant beast that is my long-term goal. Short-term goals should be simple things that you can easily do in the immediate future. Again, at least within a year. If you want to read more, make that into a habit. Make that your goal, your short-term goal, to read more. If you want to quit cigarettes, make that a short-term goal and make healthy habits that you can use to replace the bad habit of smoking. You get the point. Now, long-term goals are going to be something you invest in greatly, and I recommend using your short-term goals to fuel your long-term goals. In other words, set milestones for yourselves with your short-term goals that will eventually get you to your long-term goal. So based on your short-term goals, where do you see yourself 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now? And then ask yourself these three simple questions. What do I want to accomplish in the far future? Where do I want to be in the far future? And who do I want to be in the far future? What, where, and who? It's the same three questions, with the exception that your long-term goals are going to be something that you're striving for a longer period of time. So you can then tweak your short-term goals to fit your long-term goals. For example, my long-term goal is to move to Japan and teach English there. That is a big step and my ultimate goal. So what do I need in order to achieve that goal? Well, first, I need to learn Japanese. That's learning a language. That's a long-term goal. So I can incorporate that along with my long-term goal to get to Japan. Second thing, what do I need to do to get myself to Japan? Get a better degree. Another long-term goal. What else do I need? I need a way to get there, right? JET, Japanese Exchange Teaching Program. That is my way of getting there. I need to apply to JET. Again, another long-term goal. So having three big long-term goals like that, I have to make a timetable for myself. And that's exactly what I did. I made a timetable set up with when I start school, when I apply to JET, and when I leave to Japan. And that is a 2.5 year timeline. What are the short-term goals that I can make to get myself to these long-term goals? One of my short-term goals is very simple. Study every day, both general studies and Japanese every day. Another short-term goal that I can make towards learning Japanese is the JLPT, which is Japanese Language Proficiency Test. It takes place every year, so that's a great short-term goal for me. I study every day, and then in December, I take the JLPT. And that will give me a sense of where I am in my studies. So defining your short-term goals really go hand in hand with understanding your long-term goal, because you can't have one without the other. I mean, you can have a long-term goal, but without short-term goals, what you have is an unfocused vision of what you want. That is not a goal. That is just a dream. A goal is something that you work for every day. Even a long-term goal, even a short-term goal, you work for it every day. Every day you wake up, you're working towards it. You can even have daily goals. Today, I'm going to read for 2 hours. Boom, that's a goal. Done, knocked out. Today, I'm not going to have a cigarette. That's a goal. Done. All of that leads to your ultimate goal of quitting a cigarette, or your ultimate goal of reading more. You train yourself with these goals every day. So short-term goals are what you want to accomplish now. Long-term goals are what you want to accomplish later. And those two should go hand in hand. Now, if you are like the many people out there, you don't know where to start. How do I find my goals? How do I set goals for myself? Peter, you're telling me it's simple and easy. You're giving me all of these questions that I should ask myself, but I don't know how to answer them. Well, you don't know how to answer them because you don't understand your purpose. And if you don't understand your purpose, you don't understand your place in life. Okay? Your purpose doesn't have to be an ultimate purpose. Ask yourself this question: what is my purpose? Think about it for a second, because we all have a purpose. Whether we realize it or not, we all have a purpose. Understanding your purpose and finding your purpose are different. Understanding your purpose is understanding your place in life. Finding your ultimate purpose is different. And when I say purpose, I don't mean passion. Passion is for hobbies. Purpose is for living. What drives you? What are you good at? What can you offer the world? Ask yourself these questions, these 3 simple questions, and you will find your purpose. I found my purpose when I needed it the most. I'll tell you guys a story. About 2 weeks before I attempted suicide, I found this YouTuber, Chris Broad. His channel is Abroad in Japan. I'll link to it in the description. I was watching his videos, like I said, for a week or 2 before my birthday. And on my birthday, I had a reflection moment where I examined myself and my past and tried to look in the future and see who I was going to be based on the man that I was then. And that is what drove me to attempt suicide. The tumor that was there, again, it was impacting my personality, it was impacting my decision making, so that didn't make it any better. So after my attempted suicide, I sat in limbo for a couple of weeks. And when I came out of it, I realized this is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to teach and mentor and help people grow, educate people. Because Chris Broad is doing just this. He is going about it in a different way, but he is doing this. He first started working for Jet, and then he moved on and worked for himself on YouTube. He is educating people. So it was thanks to him that I was able to finally understand my place and purpose in life, where I belong. Why Japan? Well, it's been a driving force in my life. When I was a little kid and I found out that Japan was a country, it's been in my life. It's been the constant in my life. So when I finally realized my purpose, things became clearer. They became a little easier to understand. My goals were right in front of me the whole time. I just needed to define them. I didn't even need to look for them. And here I am today, on my way to Japan, all thanks to having found my purpose, having found my place in life. So to recap, short-term goals. What do you want to accomplish now? Who do you want to be in a year? And where do you want to be in the near future? Those are the 3 questions you should ask yourself. Long-term goals are generally based on your short-term goals. They should go hand in hand. What do you want to accomplish in the far future? Where do you want to be in the far future? And who do you want to be in the far future? What kind of person do you envision yourself to be? If you envision your future self as a stranger, then you're doing it wrong. You should envision yourself in the future as a great person and then work backwards to make that person happen. See that as you. It's not a stranger, it's you. And finding your purpose. What drives you? What are you good at? And what can you offer the world? Forget about passions. Passions are for hobbies. Purpose is for living. Now I'm going to keep this short because I can see the metrics and I know you guys don't watch the whole thing. So thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, share if you appreciate what I have to offer. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Mata ne!